Welcome back to the Island Lifestyle, and we are still with Asambai. Now we are going to go deeper in detail about this guy who is no longer just the musicians on the island. He's also working for the kids for, I don't know, it's like so many things that you do. So now I just really want to go back to where the seed comes from.
The initial
Where
seed.
are you from?
I was born in England. I'm one of 6 children. I'm the oldest son, which is a big responsibility being in a Jamaican family, and especially the son of a minister, Pentecostal minister. I started to play music initially in the church, and I used to play drums on cardboard boxes everywhere, and I was driving all of my family completely crazy, so they realized maybe we better give him something to play on. And I remember that actually the church bought me my first drum kit. I remember it was a pink Ajax drum kit. And but it was really hard to play in the house because I would be disturbing everybody. So I had to be putting cloth over there and I'd be playing. And that I was so a little bit shy, believe it or not. So I used to have the tom-toms quite high up so that nobody could see me. But as I started to play more and more in the church, the tom-toms came lower and lower until, forget about the tom-toms, I was right there. And my sisters were also singing in the choir. So it was very much a gospel upbringing, a church upbringing. From there I went on to play in different bands, reggae bands and funk bands, and I was in London working in the music scene, working with theatre, and just developing the skills because I just loved music. And I found that it was a way that I could travel and make a living and find joy in expression. I went on to travel around Europe with different bands, different theatre productions, and that circle got wider and wider till I came to Southeast Asia. So many years ago, I came to the Fringe Festival in Hong Kong, I think, in Asia. Then I went to
So you're
China.
joining bands. You're not a part of any bands.
As life has developed, I've become a music producer. So I develop ideas, and I find musicians interesting people, and put them together. So some things I've worked with. Just before I came here, I was working with a foundation of percussion. That was like 15 percussionists. And my job in that particular foundation was to find musicians from around the world and to bring them to Spain, it was at that time, set up a studio and develop a road show that would go in different festivals. So it's always different, and it's a challenge to find projects and to develop projects, whether it's with the children, or whether it's with just percussion, or whether it's with different instruments.
Do you always have direction or the goals in your life that you are going to step further to the next step and this and that, or you just take it as it comes?
Both, actually. Direction finds me, I would say. I believe if you live your life very freely and you're open to positive suggestion, good things come to you. And if you really see what you would like to do, I mean, what I love to do is make music. I love to communicate with people. I love to facilitate. So I do that. I do it in any way. It's not a means of making money. It's a means of doing that. And from that, the right people come, the right opportunities arrive. So it's a bit of both, to answer your question.
Any obstacle in your life since you started decide to get involved in the musician career? Obstacles.
There's always obstacles, but I don't see obstacles in the traditional sense of obstacles. I just see them as challenges. For every challenge, there's a means. Either you can go round, up, down, whatever.
What kind of things that would draw you from doing things or make you step backward?
What would make me draw back? I mean, sometimes, okay, I'm a musician, and I really approach my life from a rhythmist point of view, you know. Everything, there's rhythm in everything that you do, in the way you think, the way you move, the way that you approach a situation. And there's so many ways. It's like time. You can be on time, you can be behind time, you can bend time. So when you say to step back, sometimes you have to step back to be able to see the situation just from another point of view. And it doesn't mean, it doesn't have to have a negative connotation. It's just another way of approaching the same situation.
It's like kickboxing, right?
Yeah, there you go. It's like any kind of martial arts.
Yeah.
If I'm playing music, sometimes you can be right in the face.
Right.
Sometimes you're just laying back a little bit. Depends. So, hey.
So it's just like a rhythm.
It's all rhythm.
It's all rhythm. The life is just rhythm.
Yes, there we are.
Okay, go back to your journey. How do you find yourself here on
Samui?
On Samui.
I actually I came to Samui nearly 20 years ago, you know, and I came here just as a traveler. I was moving around this part. I was living in Bali, and I was traveling to China, to Taiwan, to a lot of Japan, a lot of places, and this was one of the destinations. And I arrived here, and one of the big clubs was having their initial opening, and I said, hey, I play music, you know, and I put a band together and I played. And then I was invited to come every year for some 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. And I think the last time I was here was some nearly 10-11 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was living in, working with the Foundation of Percussion in Spain. Mm-hmm. And a beautiful project, incredible project, working with people from all over the world, doing amazing things, working with people for special needs, with children in the prisons, people with different whatevers. Mm. But the one thing that was getting to me was living in the city. Okay. Because for me to live, I need to have to live in the nature. That inspires me more than anything else. Okay. And
it was too noisy in the city.
It was too noisy and just walking on.
Listen to the rhythm.
So I decided to step out. I initially came to take a sabbatical moment in Southeast Asia, and just by chance I was floating and I came here. And I knew some people here from before, and it's a good place as any to be. It's a beautiful place. Mm-hmm. There's enough going on. There's enough things that are developing here in the arts, there's some interesting people. Mm-hmm. You can do something of worthwhile and still have time to go to the beach, chill out, and get a little bit of green. So I like that balance. So
will Asambai stay in Samui for long? Or he has a plan to move forward to anywhere in the world? Stay with us in the Island Lifestyle. We'll be back.